Mac world, and he pulls out this iPhone. What was your first reaction when you saw that?
$500 fully subsidized with a plan? I said, that is the most expensive phone in the world, and it doesn't appeal to business customers because it doesn't have a keyboard, which makes it not a very good email machine.
Right? So we all know about what happened with Microsoft versus iPhone, and today if you see all the phones which are touchpads and which are been advancing in a way that it is going to be artificial intelligence, right? Most of the things. Now why I brought out here is Steve Jobs has got the premium phones, or he came across with the premium phones and he generated results. There are consumers available to buy that product. So he was not only creative, but he also had something which is known as innovative, the return on investment. So here, all of you sitting here, when we start thinking about an idea, when we're thinking about a concept, and if it's not going to materialize into a result, I'm not saying we should give up, but eventually it should be having something which can help us improve our processes. It can help our time lag, which can be reduced, or have a better time resolution rather than just having the same kind of result. So most of you who are working in an organization, when a question comes with a competitor, which is your colleague or which is a subordinate, somewhere or the line, the people always say that this person is performing better. Why? Is because of the results. Let's take some more examples to understand this into detail, and we will get better idea what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so we all are aware about this company or this brand, Tata Nano, right? So Tata Nano in 2012 came into Gujarat and asked for a piece of land, and immediately they got that piece of land, right? Now this car has got all the features that a normal car should have, isn't it? It has power steering, power windows, an AC. It does not have airbags, but it has got most of the features that it has. Let me ask you, we are close to 100 people here. How many of you own a Tata Nano? One. Okay, I don't have anything against the Tata Nano, so please pardon me for it, but just for an example I'm trying to explain. We have one gentleman who has got a Tata Nano. At least all of you who are sitting here have in your phone book some 200 names where you can call and say, hi, Manish here, right? 200 people जिनको आपको इंट्रोडक्शन नहीं देना है, ऐसा है कि दिस इज मनीष एंड आई एम कॉलिंग फ्रॉम XYZ, ऐसा कुछ इंट्रोडक्शन देना है, ऐसे 200 लोगों को आप जानते होंगे, yes? So 100 multiplied by 200, if we do, it's a good figure, right? How many of them have a Tata Nano as their first car? None. So at least 1,000 people you know with your introduction and other stuff, how many of them have a Tata Nano as their first car? Now do we understand what is creative versus innovative? Tata came up with a beautiful product, never thought about it, but eventually in 2015 they have stopped producing the car, right? They are exporting to foreign countries, not in India. So are we understanding what I'm trying to say? The second example which I want to give you is a company which has made themselves go here. It's like innovation is not a one day or a one time thing, it is for continuous processes. So the second example which I'm going to give you is, do we use it 15 times a day? Some of you more than that as well, yeah? So WhatsApp, now this is the company which does not have most of the things that they need to have, let's say their own server and other things. I'm not getting into the technicalities, but I'm giving you this example because they have a continuous knack of improving into innovation. We all know about video calling, one-on-one calling and other stuff. They are coming into group calling and other stuff as well. Now can anybody tell me, we are using WhatsApp for almost 3-4 years, yeah? Can anybody tell me who are the co-founders of WhatsApp? Okay. Where does WhatsApp advertise its product? Who is the brand ambassador of WhatsApp? Think. They were bought for $18 billion. How much is 18 billion? Any idea how much is 18 billion? 1800 crores, right? And you need to use the Gujarati parlance, which is dollars. 1800 crores with a dollar sign in front, isn't it? So that's humongous. And we don't know the co-founder's name. We don't know where they advertise. We don't know where they market their product. So think about innovation, as I told you, is not something which is, you need to have lot of brain. What they did was, 2010-11, we used to have SMS services or SMS packs. Yes? Today what do we have? Internet packs. So they moved from the analog to the digital. And they have competition. You have Hike, you have WeChat, you have Viber, you have got Skype, and lot of companies who are there. So as I mentioned, they are killing the competition left, right and center. Right? Hike as a company, if you know, is owned by whom? Airtel. They were giving some freebies to you as well and to me as well. 20 rupees and they increased to 50 rupees. How many of us have a Hike group with 50 members? They were paying us. We still did not have it. So just imagine what I'm trying to say, right? Now the third and the important one, there will be sometimes like we have got thunderstorms or we have some kind of cyclone effect. It's like fighting against the wind or taking the bull by its horn. There could be some scenarios. So if I ask you, which is the company in the world which has its car running at 250 miles per hour? Okay, 250 miles per hour. That's the kind of pickup that they have and that the kind of a speed that they have. What fuel would they be running on? कौन से फ्यूल पे चलती होगी? हमारे पास तो तीन है ना, पेट्रोल, डीजल और गैस. So कौन से फ्यूल पे चलती होगी? Any idea? Electric car, which is the company? Tesla Motors. Thank you very much. So there is a company in the world which is manufacturing a car which runs at 250 miles per hour. Okay, and the company's name is Tesla. And this gentleman, why I am bringing you his picture, he takes everything by its horn. Okay, his name is Elon Musk. He builds his company Tesla and he has it stationed, headquartered in California. Whereas like we have it in Gurgaon or Chennai as our automobile headquarters, he has it in California because he wants software engineers. He does not want automobile engineers. He does not have relation or any knowledge about automobiles. He is a co-founder or an ex-CEO for PayPal. Some of you who would be using the credit card exchange for foreign products, he was a founder over there or a CEO over there. And he does not have, he has made something which is possible by a common man, which is me and you, going to NASA, okay, on a private mission. So I can go to NASA, sorry, not to NASA, go to moon, okay, NASA and ISRO can only do it, but he is having a private entity who can do it. He is making a monorail, sorry, not a monorail, a hyperloop, which is going to be connecting Kanyakumari to Delhi in 2 hours. So he is doing all these kind of things, but the most important point is he is generating results. This Tesla is sold for $35,000 in US. Importing in India, the first consumer was Prashant Ruiya, the SR Group head. He got it for $60,000 and he got it imported, okay? And that's what he's selling. The best part about this is they do not sell in showrooms. They sell the car in ISKCON Mall, Alpha One Mall and other places. They have a customized version. And this is what I'm trying to explain by the 3 examples being innovative. He is always trying to, he is also challenging Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, saying that your bots will not work. So he's taking all those kind of challenges. So all with me, understood now what I'm trying to say, which is what is creativity versus innovation, creativity and innovation. Something which generates results is known as innovation. Something which does not generate result is known as being creative. Creative is the first step. The result is being innovative, right? Let's move forward. So in this rapidly changing world, we need to be creative or innovative. The question is for you to answer. Now the second part, which is barriers to creativity. What do you think are the barriers for creativity? We don't get into the creativity zone. What is the reason? Any idea? Any thought? So orthodox nature. You'd like to do traditional things. Yes. Anybody else? Distractors. Okay. Resistance to change. Do not want to spend. Comfort zone. Yes. Lack of courage. Absolutely right. Social barriers. क्या कर लेगा, क्यों कर लेगा? 10 साल पहले अगर किसी को बोलता मेरे को स्टार्टअप करना है, पागल हो गया है, right? So something doing against the tide was a kind of a big challenge, a social dilemma. But today, most of the people are trying to get into that. So yes, these are all correct, which we'll not talk about. Fear of making a mistake or being wrong. Other people are creative, I am not. Traditional thinking is better than to change. Lack of self-confidence and commitment to the task. No reward or incentives. Lack of support from others. And the last, prefer to judge ideas, not generate them. दूसरा करता है ना, अपने को क्या करने का है, right? वो करेगा, मेरे को क्यों करने की जरूरत है? But the most important one, which I am going to talk about, and it's going to be a shocking thing, is education. Education is something which is the biggest barrier to creativity. Shocked? Surprised? Let's see. From a video, this is by a gentleman known as Sir Ken Robinson. Sir, when you know, is only been knighted by the Queen of England. So he has got some brain, right? So let's see what he talks about and why he talks about the education as one of the biggest barrier. Okay?
Good morning. How are you? It's been great, hasn't it? I've been blown away by the whole thing. In fact, I'm leaving. There have been three themes, haven't there, running through the conference, which are relevant to what I want to talk about. One is the extraordinary evidence of human creativity in all of the presentations that we've had and in all the people here. Just the variety of it and the range of it. The second is that it's put us in a place where we have no idea what's going to happen in terms of the future. No idea how this may play out. I have an interest in education. Actually, what I find is everybody has an interest in education. Don't you? I find this very interesting. If you're at a dinner party and you say you work in education, actually, you're not often at dinner parties, frankly. If you work in education, you're not asked, you know, and you're never asked back, curiously. That's I think it strikes me. But if you are, and you say to somebody, they say, what do you do? And you say, you work in education, you can see the blood run from their face. They think, oh my God, you know, why me? It's my one night out all week. But if you ask people about their education, they pin you to the wall. Because it's one of those things that goes deep with people. Am I right? Like religion and money and other things. So I have a big interest in education, and I think we all do. We have a huge vested interest in it, partly because it's education that's meant to take us into this future that we can't grasp. If you think of it, children starting school this year will be retiring in 2065. Nobody has a clue, despite all the expertise that's been on parade for the past 4 days, what the world will look like in 5 years' time. And yet we're meant to be educating them for it. So the unpredictability, I think, is extraordinary. And the third part of this is that we've all agreed, nonetheless, on the really extraordinary capacities that children have, their capacities for innovation. I mean, Serena last night was a marvel, wasn't she? Just seeing what she could do. And she's exceptional, but I think she's not, so to speak, exceptional in the whole of childhood. What you have there is a person of extraordinary dedication who found a talent. And my contention is all kids have tremendous talents, and we squander them pretty ruthlessly. So I want to talk about education, and I want to talk about creativity. My contention is that creativity now is as important in education as literacy, and we should treat it with the same status. Thank you. That was it, by the way. Thank you very much. So, 15 minutes left. Well, I was born... No, I had a great story recently, I love telling it, of a little girl who was in a drawing lesson. She was 6, and she was at the back drawing, and the teacher said this little girl hardly ever paid attention. And in this drawing lesson, she did. And the teacher was fascinated. She went over to her and she said, "What are you drawing?" And the girl said, "I'm drawing a picture of God." And the teacher said, "But nobody knows what God looks like." And the girl said, "They will in a minute."
Right? So did we understand the video? I know it's a UK English and a UK humor. He was talking about, there was a girl, okay, she was drawing something. वो कुछ ड्रॉ कर रही थी, और ड्रॉ करने के बाद वो एक टीचर आई उसके पास और पूछा क्या ड्रॉ कर रही है, तो बोला मैं भगवान की पिक्चर ड्रॉ कर रही हूँ. सो द टीचर सेड कैसे ड्रॉ करेगी, किसी ने भगवान को नहीं देखा. सो द चाइल्ड सेड अगर किसी ने नहीं देखा तो अभी देख लेंगे. Now this is what we are trying to talk about creativity in childhood. We are having a barrier, we are having a mindset कि ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता, ये तो पॉसिबल ही नहीं है. अभी जस्ट हफ्ते पहले एक वीडियो फॉरवर्ड हुआ है, सबने देखा होगा, गूगल का. देखा है? मैंने जानबूझ के यहाँ पे नहीं रखा है. अगर आपको देखा नहीं है तो मैं आपको प्रोग्राम के बाद दिखा सकता हूँ. There is a video by Google. Now we have got Google Assistant, right? The Google Assistant will be taking an appointment on your behalf in a beauty parlor or in a restaurant. And the video it talks about is, let's say I dial a number and I say I want to take an appointment at 12 in the afternoon. The person will say the appointment is not available because it's booked. So can you book me for 10 o'clock? That's what the question will be asked by your Google Assistant, right? There is a person who is